All right, guys, I will not annoy you with another vain attempt to be above it all by saying that the Dune movie was hot garbage, that it's a terrible movie, it's bad. That's ridiculous. The movie was phenomenal. 90% of this movie was fantastic. It's arguably, I think, one of the best sci-fi movies that I've ever seen. And yet, I would be remiss if I did not say that there was at least one glaring epic failure. One. Here it is. The subplot, the romantic subplot between the main character, Paul, and his squeeze, Chani, is actually hot garbage. I'm going to tell you why. I'll do it real quick. Paul represents the Savior Messiah role in the story. For those who think I'm reading too much into it because I'm a Christian, no, it's pretty on the nose, right? You've got a world that is ravished by desert wilderness, right? It is a world that is barely even habitable. You have these lost people wandering around. They're impoverished in the wilderness, searching for water and water of life, and they've been oppressed and ruled by dark lords that are otherworldly from somewhere else, and yet there is a Savior who comes from above, from another world, and is going to lead them into paradise. All right, yes, I've read the Bible, but I think it sounds pretty familiar. Now, that being said, so Paul is this messianic savior role in the story. However, Chani, his girlfriend, is not primarily afraid that Paul will embrace his destiny, and by embracing his destiny, that his safety would be in jeopardy, that he might be killed. Her primary fear is not for Paul's safety. Her primary fear is for her own significance. Say it again. Her primary fear with the guy that she loves is not for his safety in embracing his destiny, but rather by embracing his destiny that she would no longer be his equal. She is worried about her own significance rather than Paul's safety. She's tragically bought into the lie that Paul's love for her is entirely contingent upon them being equals. It is an egalitarian system. So what Chani should have said, she should have said something like this: He is my king, he is my Lord, he is my Savior, and yet, at the very same time, he chose me. He has chosen to love me above all others, and I honor him, knowing that he is by far my superior. We are not equals. And despite all his vast greatness, I know that he would die for me. In short, she could have said, I am my beloved's, and he is mine. But what Chani chose to say instead is this: she never actually asked, not really, she never really asked for Paul's love, affection, and fidelity. Instead, her big line at the beginning of the film is essentially her just voicing that her deepest desire is merely for Paul's equality. And in true simp fashion, Paul promises equality to her. I never will be above you. I just want to be your equal. At least that's the promise he makes initially. Now, sadly, all this is summed up as just another shallow romance produced by postmodern feminism, which is what? Essentially, it's a constantly insecure, unstable love driven primarily by the fear of not being equal. Other than that, if you can close your eyes and plug your ears for about 10% of the film, the rest of it is fantastic. All right.